Welcome to the Shelter Crew Show. Today is Monday, August 29th, 2022. I'm Joseph Crew. Boy, time flies up fast. People back to school, and yes, stewards are behaving nicely, and they're behaving like they've never been behaving before on the first day of school. And yes, it is to Gravel Central to Buttonstill Elementary and Middle School to South Gravel High School to West Oxford Elementary School to Miller Power, Nova Gravel, JF Webb. Yes, it's always exciting, Jim, but it's very exciting to be here, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that we don't have to take that long for sure. And what might happen in the future, I don't know. Anyway, for sure it is. It's very amazing what is happening to be. What it is what it is. The school starts today. About the the school had got started about about 8 o'clock. Today's the 29th, and Sunday we'll always have shows every Sunday. But anyway, everything's doing good. Well, anyway, it is really nicely for sure for Will. So we're going to talk about action first, and we're going to talk about this and the coronavirus thing for sure. Now, let's go to group. Let's check it out for the Dean stamp running lines. But I want to say this: there is there is just another day in the neighborhood. Well, anyway, people sometimes they wear masks in schools, sometimes they don't. Well, everything seems to get really better for sure. Yes, the football season of NFL is almost a month, oh, almost 2 weeks away. Wait a minute, it's just a week. It's gonna be a week away. Almost 2 weeks away until the start of the season. The preseason was over. The new season of 2022 is just getting started, about to get started on September the 8th. Yes, it is. And when football season is just getting started, it will get started for real. Anyway, let's go to the update. Now we look at the update first. I just want to know what's happening. That's for sure. Yes, it is what it is, and yeah, whoever knows, whoever gets. I mean, people don't even give a damn about what people think and people who think, but what they know is just it is what it is. So now we'll find out. Yes, it is. And we'll find out now. Let's go to let's go down to Colin Kaepernick. Now we all know he was a quarterback of the 40th season of the San Francisco 49ers, played 6 seasons, being the Super Bowl. Yes. Now let's take a look at this. Now, athlete and actives have visited Colin Kaepernick and his partner Nessa Della, and on Sunday, the both of their first child. Colin and I walking our amazing baby to the world a few weeks ago. We went all over the moon with our growing family. Deb brought on Instagram along with a photo of the couple and their newborn. Deb, a radio and television host, made an announcement just before hosting MTV's Red Carpet Show at the Video Music Awards on Sunday night. She explained she chose to time her announcement because today is the first day in 4 weeks when I step out for work with a new life tower. Mom. Recovering after delivering has been a journey, more on down level. And honestly, I wasn't going to share anything because this is so personal to us, and I realize I'm a complete mama bear. The new mother went on. We saw on Instagram, I can see on the picture, you seen Colin Kaepernick. I see Colin Kaepernick holding his child, with a month old baby, and with a newborn baby. And yes, so now that was on Sunday. Now, Colin is the most amazing dad, and I'm so grateful that he is by our side for every moment of this journey. I know sharing this allows me to connect with you in different ways that I never imagined that would. My conversations and life experiences have already changed. And my world has gotten that much bigger thanks to our sweet little baby who has showed me how to love in ways I never knew. That saw her post from the cabinets and did not share to the child's name or gender. Cabinet and I have been dating since 2016. Cabinet, at the age of 34, spanking in the controversies for kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial injustice. But he was at San Francisco pointing out the athlete hasn't played in an NFL game for 5 years. But in May, training with the Los Angeles, but in May, training with the Las Vegas Raiders. So he was doing good. He's now a father, a cabinet's baby. Okay, that's good. That's wonderful. And he did train for the Las Vegas Raiders as a new thing. So now he's a father now, and dad is a mom. So now that's good for him. That's great. Wonderful. Congratulations to the two. Now let's go back to Daytona, lesser day morning. We saw the crash, we saw the wrecks. That's unbelievable. And what happened? It was the big one that we saw people in turn one. It was there was the red. There was a red war a little bit. Slip red war that took out all of the cars. All of the cars. Darn that. Now the video now, Danny Henning blames NASCAR for big one at Daytona that decides playoff field. Austin Dillon dodged latest big one just before a rain delay and goes on to win the race. Now take a look at this. Now, Ring and NASCAR both took their share of the blame for the huge crowds on lap 139 of the lap 160 Coke Zero 400 NASCAR Cup race at Daytona International Speedway last day. Now the crash, which occurred just as rain was hitting the track, the collection several cars, including those of Kevin Harvick, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Errol Moore, Danny Haley, Daniel Henson, Chris Butcher, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, Bobby Wallace, Justin Haley, Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cody Well, Noah Grayson, and Daniel Sensor. They took all of the cars out. The race immediately went into a rain delay. The race was rained out on Saturday night and began at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday. Then they went on to win the race to become the 15th race winner and the 15th driver to lock in one of the 16 playoff spots by winning a race. Wayne Blaney, wireless but tops in points among non-winners, grabbing the final spot. Martin Truex Jr. ended up missing the playoffs by 3 points. Truex was safety in the playoffs at the time of the big one. Heyman placed the blame scrubbing on NASCAR for being slow to display the caution when the rain became obvious. I went into the lane in the middle of turn one and just lost it. He said, we had ran down the front stretch, so it was raining about 10 seconds before we got into turn one. I'm sure the fans felt it. Then they watched us all piling down. I just shook mostly. The hit was massive. My first one in the next gen car, and it was Jen. I made the right moves at the right time and got in the lead at the right time. But it was also a bad time because we were the first ones to get to the lane. When asked what NASCAR can do to prevent similar incidents, the two-time Daytona 500 winner has a simple answer. All we can do is better efficiently. So this is what happens. Henry got mad. He was frustrated with what happened. And he didn't like that. He didn't like it one bit. It was in him leading the race, but then all of a sudden it just went slipped, the car slips and everybody slipped and everybody got together. They spun out, crashing Daytona in turn one. It was it started raining in 10 seconds and all of a sudden, bam, all of a sudden all heck just broke loose in turn one. And I don't know why Henry was so mad about it because what has happened for any reason. I really don't like cars racing in the rain. Although it happened in Homestead. I mean, no. It happened in New Hampshire last year in 2021 when Kyle Busch was leading and he got spun out. He he crashed into the wall and so is Danny Henry. And then Kyle Busch got mad. He bumped the pace car. He right into the pace car and bumped. He was so frustrated and he was done. He was pissed off last year. And then this happened last day. Oh no decision. NASCAR made a big mistake. They shouldn't draw the caution flag. And that's exactly what happened. What's happened. The cars went so fast, there were like 22 laps to go, 23 laps to go. And then this happened in turn one. And all hell just broke loose. Cars sliding around the track. Danny Henry came out there. It just, it's just a mess right here. So Danny Henry blames the wreck. That you can never tell what's happened. Before that, it stopped. It went out by 3 hours. And then the race began, and then with just like 20 laps to go, Austin Dillon, who went to win the race, and that was it. Now, for sure, I really don't know. And that's the thing that do happen. Now, NASCAR being blamed by Danny Henry, and that's exactly what happened. It is what it is. And that really cost. Now let's take a look at this. Now Austin Dillon survived a massive wreck and 3 hour delay and the battle with Austin Cindric to win his way into the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs with a victory at Daytona International Speedway. Now, after a 3 hour, 20-minute rain delay, Dillon, who only hopes to win, the only hope to make the playoffs was to win the regular season finale, restarting in a lap on lap 145, but quickly lost it to Cinder. With 3 laps remaining, Dillon got into the back of Cinder into turn one and got him loose, which allows Dillon to reclaim the lead, and he held off his Richard Childress Racing teammate Tyler Reddick by 0.128 seconds to secure the win. Dillon got into the position of the lead because of a massive wreck on lap 138. Rain, which had already been threatening for several laps, finally began coming down hard as the field entering turn one. Several cars immediately began spinning on the track. Dylan, who was running 16 entering turn one, was the first car to emerge from the carnage when the cars was displayed and scored the lead. The win is the fourth of Dylan's career and second at Daytona. He also won the 2018 Daytona 500. What a crazy race. I got to thank my teammates, Tyler Reddick. I got to thank my teammate, Tyler Reddick. Everybody that makes this thing happen, Dylan said. Man, we're in the playoffs. There was a lot going on there, Bowden and Cinder. I knew if it got to a white flag, I was afraid if I went too long, I was afraid somebody would right behind us. So I wanted to go ahead and get the lead. I had a big warning to him, and I knew I had a teammate back there, and we were pretty good shape. Getting Cinder a little too much push there got him loose, and we weren't going. Although he was encouraged by his grandfather and teammate Richard Shindrich to wait until the final lap to make a move, Dylan said that the smaller field made his choice otherwise. I felt like I had good Chevrolet teammates behind me. If I can get the lead, Cinder would not be able to hold on to the draft. He said, "We done it in practice, now to know that you lose the tail of the draft. It's hard to get back into it." Joining Dylan in the 16 driver playoffs, which began next weekend at Darlington, South Carolina Raceway, or Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, William Brown, Alex Bowman, Daniel Sitzer, Reddit, Danny Henning, Cinder, Chase Briscoe, and Ryan Blaney, who was the only driver to get in on points. Cinder ran to finish third in the race. Lyndon Kessler was fourth, and Norm Grayson ended up a career best fifth. Competing the top 10 were Cody Will, B.J. McLaurin, Martin Truex Jr., David Wiggin, and Kyle Busch. Now, three stages during the breakdown between two stages 2 and 3, all of the lead cars pit with Michael McDowell forced off pit road. Busch was penalized for speeding and had to restart from the wheel of the field. McDonald lay on the restart on lap 101, followed by Denny Hamlin and Joe Logano. Shortly after the restart, and Logano moved into the lead. The field turned on the backstretch, and Tyler Reddick got into McDonald to trigger a multi-car accident that also collected Truex, Bauer, Chastain, Chris Bishop, and Corey LaJoy. Now, McDonald said, "I'm not really sure what happened. Obviously, we were all racing pretty hard down, knowing that there was a weather coming and we were past halfway." McDonald said, "I just had to go back and look at it. And I'm not sure if weather got me a little bit or if Logano just blocked a little bit too hard. It's super speedway racing trying to get ourselves locked into the playoffs. We were going for it." The race resumes on lap 108, with Logano out front, followed by Wade, Bowman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A push from Stenhouse put Reddick back into the lead on the restart, but Logano got back around him on lap 109. Reddick took the lead back on lap 100 as the battle for the lead remained wild. A shell from Stenhouse sent Bowman to the lead on lap 115. On lap 125, Briscoe and Bowman made contact racing on outside lane, which set off another both-the-car incident that also collapsed Briscoe, Barbara Wallace, Harrison Bolton, Steenhouse, and Austin Dillon. Several cars elected to pit under the caution, but Justin Haley remaining on the track and he heading the lead. On the restart on lap 131, Haley was followed by Eric Jones and Logano. Logano got into the back of Jones coming up turn 2 on the restart, which sent both cars for the spin and brought out the 16 caution out of the race. The race resumed on lap 135 with Haley out front, followed by Alvarado and Suarez. Berkshire showed Sensor to the lead on lap 136 for the first time in the race. As the field entered the turn 1 on lap 138, rain began falling heavily and several cars began spinning and a massive wreck erupted, which collapsed many of the leaders. Austin Dillon, who was running 16, was the first car to escape the carnage and emerged as the leader, as the race was first placed under caution and then ran flat due to the rain. Following a more than 3-hour delay, the race resumes on lap 145 with Austin Dillon out from followed by Cindric Willard, Truex, and Cassell. Truex shoved Cindric into the lead on the restart. With 10 laps to go, Cindric held a small lead over Austin Dillon, followed by Cassell and Grayson. With 3 laps remaining, Dillon returned to the lead after Cindric get loose. Now, so that it is what it is. It just got higher and higher. But now, it's everything's racing. And Cindric knows it. Now, anyway, even though the wind just started to fall heavily and the cars just spun out and they crashed, all the cars got involved. Like 15 drivers. Nobody didn't hurt. Nobody has got hurt. Thank goodness. Nobody didn't get hurt. And sometimes you're just like, well, anyway, we're gonna end up in the playoffs anyway. So now, next Sunday is the playoffs. Starting at 6 o'clock on USA Network. It's gonna be 16 cars all together in the playoffs. Round of 16. And on round 16, we're going to be Darlington, Kansas, and Briscoe. Round of 12 will be Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Rover. And then round of 8 will be Las Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville. And then the championship on November the 6th will be Phoenix. So now, as I understand, it's going to be an awesome playoffs. It's going to be an awesome race, just like the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, the Major League Baseball playoffs. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. And for other, but most importantly, let's just make it real that everything is going to be a great postseason for real. Even though it's going to be in the fall, it's just going to be a time. But we're going to see what happens. The summer almost over, folks, and I gotta tell you, I'm having a blast here. Now, all you have to do is subscribe to this video and like me on YouTube. And it's gonna be on YouTube on the Joseph Crudup Network. Okay, gotta go. See you then. Peace out.